Okay, welcome to Tuesday Level 2 Yoga. So today I want to have us practice becoming more aware of the gunas, which are qualities of existence. They exist in us, in our consciousness, in our physical bodies, and in the universe. And these qualities come with characteristics that we can observe both in balance and out of balance. So these gunas are tamas, tamasic energy, which grounded and healthy helps you feel stable. It creates structure. It helps you to feel grounded and rooted and centered. Out of balance, tamas can make you feel lethargic or like you just don't want to move, stagnant, stuck. So we want to keep these energies in balance, but notice when they come out of balance in our bodies. So there are three of them. The second one is rajas. Rajas is motion, action, movement. And it is oftentimes paired with fire or a wind, things that move and move us. So when we feel healthy rajas, we are motivated. We feel a healthy desire to go out and do what we want to do. We're flourishing, we're growing, we're expanding. Out of balance, rajas is over efforting, it's striving, it's pushing too hard to the point where we're going to deplete ourselves. And so we want to watch for that balance. When these two come into healthy balance, we can move into the third, sattva. And sattva is clarity. It's pure awareness. It's awareness of that ananda, that kind of bliss of being, not the bliss of pleasure, but the bliss of existence. And so as we train ourselves to be more conscious of these, we can align our bodies, our practice, our minds with more awareness. And so I'm going to ask you to watch for these gunas in your practice today. See where they're in balance, where you can use them to help you, and where they come out of balance. We refer to them a lot without saying it in yoga classes. Like this idea of rooting would be tamasic energy. Rising is the action of opening, right? But being stable, creating our stability first, and then moving into a pose. And when we get into that pose and we feel ease in that pose, like I'm here, yes, I'm working, but I'm not working too hard, that would be our sattvic clarity in a physical practice. Okay, so let's tune into our breath first. And today I'm going to invite you into a natural breath, your breath as it is. Notice your breath. Move in through the nostrils, down the nasal passages. Feel your breath move through the throat, past your throat chakra, and into your lungs, expanding your rib cage, the myofascia of your torso. And feel the breath as it leaves out through this same pathway. But as you feel your breath, feel beyond even this physical motion of the breath into your body. Feel how it may expand into the rest of you. We know this breath carries oxygen and carbon dioxide out into the tissues of our bodies. In a sense, can you feel the breath moving past your lungs, out into your tissues, bringing life force energy, prana, through all of the nadis of your being? In this natural breath, we don't create resistance like we do in Ujjayi. We don't perhaps even hear the breath. We're just open for it as it travels in and it travels out. Invite the breath into the full circumference of the torso without striving. See if you can relax to the point where you feel like you're being breathed. Let there be an effortless effort to the breath with your awareness on it. The motion of healthy breath is rajas. Breath with ease can lead to sattvic clarity. And it can be harder than we might think to relax into a fluid, natural breath with our awareness on it. And so we practice. We let go of striving, of over efforting, of overthinking. And as our awareness settles on a healthy breath, we feel into tamasic stability, grounding, and centering. The natural breath may help us become aware of tightness, stiffness, stuckness in the body. And the breath, through its movement into this stuck tissue, may help us unravel the stagnation. These gunas work together when we become conscious of them. As we become conscious, we have choice in what we address. Let's carry this awareness and this natural breath into our practice today. Let's inhale our hands to our hearts. Let's bow our heads and form our own personal intentions for the class today. Namaste. Okay, let's come to standing. Let's begin to flow like water, side to side, releasing the arms into the flow. Inviting our shoulder blades to move on our rib cage fluidly. And seeing if we can relax into water like motion, into healthy rajasic flow. All the while, feel into the earth beneath you and let yourself be grounded, perhaps even a little bit heavy, released onto earth like water is released into the riverbed. What happens if you slow the motion down? Invite your body to remember it is water in motion. And then pause for a moment, resting your hips down towards earth, your shoulders, letting the arms open and inhale. Draw in the prana and your awareness of these three gunas. Let them settle through you. We address them when they're out of balance. Invite them to come back into balance. Natural fluid breath. The next time you inhale your arms up, let your left arm reach away from the rooting left leg and switch and switch. And notice if you feel any tightness or stagnation in tissue. Invite it to open. Remember, you could be stretching differently if reaching your arms overhead doesn't feel good in your shoulders. Find a different stretch that feels right for you. Inviting the fascia to open so the bones can float in our practice and in our movements with ease. And let the arms release back down and one shoulder flow up, back and down, and the other. And let your body sway from side to side as we bring this tissue into motion, opening the edges of our hearts. Let your elbow lift and circle. Perhaps it circles wide, creating space around the head of the humerus if it's too tight when you lift the elbow skyward. Maybe it's different side to side, and we recognize our asymmetry and we work with it. Not having our ego force us through movements that aren't healthy for the body. That would be rajas, out of balance. Not striving, listening, responding. Perhaps the arms open up as you circle and backstroke, opening the heart to really truly listen into the body, to learn from the natural world. And let yourself flow and lift from side to side. Let there be a bit of a bounce in your legs and opening into the biotensegrity, the elasticity of who you are. Warming up, inviting the breath and the blood and the lymph to flow. And releasing the feet, let the arms circle. Perhaps it's from a bend in the elbow. Perhaps the arms lift as if carried by a big helium balloon. Perhaps the arms stretch skyward, and so does the gaze, and release earthward. Find the range of motion right for your body this morning. In these Qigong movements, in these dynamic movements, we practice yoga in practicing concentration, dharana, pratyahara, as senses turned inward. Take your circles the other way. We practice ahimsa, nonviolence, svadhyaya, self-study, pranayama as we breathe, practicing at least 5 of the limbs of yoga. Let your arms rest down and begin to gently swing around your body, a gentle twist to the spine. And in these warm ups, we practice a gentleness, feeling into opening. The action isn't forced, it's balanced, healthy, rajasic energy. Let the front hand come up and tap the lungs, the back hand come up and tap the kidneys. Invite energy to flow from your lungs, from your kidneys, from your heart. Fluid breath, opening channels. And let your arms dangle and swing again. And come slowly to stillness. Feel into your physical form as you align third eye chakra over throat, over heart, over solar plexus, over pelvis. And hands by your sides, palms up, inhale, find a lift to the heart and a roll forward of the spine. And again, become water in healthy motion, grounded in its riverbed. What ahas can you have right here as you roll your spine? Fluid breath. Perhaps changing the range of motion as you flow over boulders and under logs, downriver towards the ocean. Perhaps you change the speed of the flow. Some places flowing faster, and other places moving slow along the journey. All to wake up. Sattva is like the clear, open sky. Awareness permeating our whole being. Step wide and turn your left foot out. Take your right heel back. Warrior two. Gaze out over your front fingers. Relax the gaze. Let your head relax back. Your arms rest on water. Feel for the grounding action from your pelvis sinking through the legs into earth. Healthy Tamas. Feel into the stability and structure of the pose. Relaxing into earth. Healthy Tamas. Feel into the action, even inside the stillness of holding your warrior two. Rajasic energy. Notice your natural breath. And see how much of yourself, how many of the koshas you can be aware of as you stand here in warrior two. And then from stillness, flow into your dancing warrior. Rest for a moment into dancing warrior. Natural breath lets us know if we've come too far, if we're striving. And then we come out slightly. Natural flow, even full breath. Exhaling, bring your left hand or forearm to the femur, right arm overhead if that's accessible to you. Exhale, heart towards earth. Inhale, heart towards the heavens. And gently rock the spine. Feel into the body for any stuckness, stiffness, tightness, unhealthy tamas. And invite gentle rajas to come in and stretch that tissue open. Create space and openness inside the physical being, your body. Floating up, rainbow, top arm over, breathing into the right side. Relaxing into the hug of gravity. And feel into healthy grounding and healthy action in the pose. Exhale, float back up to warrior two, straightening the front leg, fold forward into your high triangle. Shoulder blades strong on the back. Where are you over efforting? Try to come into a position that's challenging and sustainable, balanced energy. And exhale, float up, turning left leg in, right leg out, taking your left heel back, bend into your Virabhadrasana 2 and pause. Really scan the body for any place you're over efforting. This can be a place where we stretch too far into hyperextension of the back knee or the elbows, or where we draw our shoulders up into our neck tissue. Perhaps your head is jutting forward and it can relax back. Perhaps the toes are gripping and they can relax on the earth. Balanced rajas. And then flow gently into your dancing warrior. Really, with awareness, find ease if you can in the pose and in the natural breath. Float forward into your Parsva of choice. Find space at the joints. And bow, heart towards earth, and inhale, heart towards the heavens. We come into standing poses as a way to warm up the body, to use the large muscle groups of our legs to heat up the body for the movements we want to make in our yoga practice. Coming up, rainbow, your left arm over. Breathe into the left side as if it were parachute tissue that could be lifted by the wind of your breath. Again, there is a stretching, but not a striving. There's an opening and then there's a release back into earth. Tamas meets Rajas. Exhale, float back up into your warrior two and pause. Relax. Straighten your front leg and tilt into your high trikonasana. Rooting from the pelvis into earth, lengthen the spine up into the crown. Look for balanced energy throughout the body. And exhale, float up, turn your right leg in, step together, mountain pose. Fluid, three-dimensional breath. Think of a beautiful tree you love in the natural world. Let yourself visualize its roots down into the earth. Visualize it as a tiny tree that grew, rooting to rise. The action of rooting and rising is rajas. The sense of being rooted is tamas. Now, as this tree, float one leg into whichever position is right for you. Kickstand on your calf or up to your inner thigh. And float your limbs to wherever you'd like them to be to represent your tree. Settle into the pose and into your own consciousness of your being in the pose. You are artist, you are sculptor, you are the medium of the sculpture. You can stay here or bring the knee forward in front of you and lift the leg. Padangusthasana, except we don't have our hand on our foot. Exhale, release, mountain pose. How does awareness move through the body as you practice? As you're ready, root the other side and lift up. Float into the pose with ease, no rush to get there. Think how many years it took your tree to grow into its being. And if your tree is just a baby, think of its grandmother tree. Where can you relax into the hug of gravity and allow for stability and structure to hold you? We come into balance more easily when we relax into balance. Settle into balance. You can stay here or bring the lifted knee forward and lift the leg. And step down. Let's move into sun salutations now. If you want your chair seat, please bring that into the front of your mat. If you would like to use blocks, bring them into the sides. If you might want a blanket under your knee for low lunge, then have that ready. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift the heart. Exhale, step your right leg back. Inhale, float your arms skyward. Exhale, hands through the heart. Let your arms open beside you. Find your shoulder blades strong and wide on the back as you fold forward into humble warrior. Lengthen from the circumference of your back heel through your crown. Fluid, natural breath. Where do you need action to sustain the pose? And where can you let go over efforting? Notice how even looking for this helps bring clarity. Sattva. Inhale. Float back up into warrior one. And as you're ready, after a few breaths at your own pace, float back into humble warrior and explore this circle of these two poses for several more breaths. Where can you let go, gripping in this cycle? Over activating in the joints. Can you invite in whole body awareness? And on the next inhale up to warrior one, step forward. Exhale, hands through the heart. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, float the heart up. Exhale, step your left leg back. And inhale, warrior one. Exhale, settle into your posture. The family of geese is in my yard right now. 2 parents and 3 babies. The babies are getting a little bigger. Exhale, float forward. Ground into the whole circumference of your back heel. Lengthen through your crown. Feel for your natural breath. Settle into the pose. We often use rajas to lift us up away from the earth in poses. See if you can invite in healthy tamasic grounding. And from that grounding, inhale, lift into your warrior one and cycle again at your own pace. Feel for clarity inside the poses. What position is just right? And next time you lift into your warrior one, step forward, lifting your arms up to hastasana. Exhale, hands down beside your hips. Mountain pose. Float in your mountain pose. Invite in the open sky, clear awareness. And inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, float the heart. And exhale, step back into high lunge. Here, you might want to bring in the blocks if you're not using the chair. You might want to bring the blanket under your knee. Float down with your knee, release your foot, and draw the blocks back by your hips. Press down to lengthen the spine. It's okay to float forward over the front foot if that stretch feels good to you. Still morning, and if you haven't done much movement, you might stay here. Others may put your right forearm on your knee or your front forearm on your knee and inhale, lift the other arm. Exhale, relax the shoulder girdle. Now here, where do you need effort and where can you relax into Tamas? Are there any stagnant, stuck places you want to breathe into? Is there any over efforting you'd like to let go of? Exhale, hands back down to the floor, roll back into your low lunge, step back into your plank. Now your hands could be on your blocks or your chair too. Fluid breath. Rocking over your toe hinges. Roll back into downward dog. And inhale, float one leg up behind you. Exhale, draw the knee under your heart as your shoulders come over your wrists. And exhale forward and inhale back. Fluid breath, fluid motion. Checking in to make sure you're practicing ahimsa. You can always modify this work. The next time you lift up, hold. Radiate from the pelvis down into your roots and lift your legs skyward. And then relax into your awareness of gravity, steadiness, stability, and growth. Exhale, release your lifted leg, float the other leg up. Exhale, under the heart. Inhale, stretch the pose. Fluid breath, natural breath. And next time you reach the leg up behind you, pause. Stretch down into your roots and up towards the sky. Find the balance of healthy effort, grounded stability. See if you can create awareness of your whole being here in this pose. And release. Fluid breath. Decide which leg needs to step forward next and lift your leg, step forward and come down into your low lunge. Rooting your hands, lift through the crown. Perhaps bring your front arm onto your femur, your other arm, back leg, arm skyward. Relax through the shoulder girdle. Breathe into the stretch. Let sattvic clarity come into each pose, telling you where to relax, where to activate. And exhale, float back, hands to the floor, step back, plank. Rock over your toe hinges. And roll back, downward dog. Make sure you're finding a neutral spine, the natural cervical curve to the neck, a natural curve to the lumbar spine. Come back to your natural breath. This is a beautiful place to practice natural breath. Exhale, lower to your knees. Bring your palms together. Press down into your forearms and lift towards dolphin pose. Rooting the forearms down, take the hips back. Remember, the knees may stay bent to find a long spine. Or you can step your feet wide, pressing down into the forearms, lengthening the spine. Your feet may be able to walk forward. You may be able to lower your crown towards the floor in a five-pointed star. Fluid, three-dimensional, natural breath. Relaxing the face, the jaw, the eyes. And step the feet back in. If your head is down, lift it. Lower to your knees. Come up onto hands and knees. Inhale your cow and exhale your hissing cow. Fluid breath. Rolling toes under, lift and lengthen back into downward dog. And step or lightly hop forward. Inhale, lift your heart, and exhale, come into your Uttanasana. Belly on the femur bones, sit bones lifting, taking care of your lumbar spine. Again, we don't want to strive in a forward fold. The lower body is tamasic energy grounding from the hips down into the earth. The upper body flows over the waterfall of the legs, releasing the head earthward. Fluid, three-dimensional breath. Notice where the breath comes into your body, how it moves through you. Building sattvic awareness. Inhale, float your arms skyward. Exhale, hands through the heart center, mountain pose. Okay, today I would like us to come to the wall for half handstand, and I'm going to review this again today because we haven't done it in quite a while. If half handstand isn't available to you, you can do some other poses while we're here. You could come back and work your down dog. You could work your dolphin pose. If you have a headstander, you could use your headstander. If half handstand is available to you, you'll come to your wall and you'll sit with your back against the wall in Dandasana. Okay, so I'm in staff pose. And where my back is right against the wall, where my heels hit the mat is where I'll bring the heel of my hand. That's very important. Don't bring your fingers there, but the heel of your hand. Spread your fingers open. And then come into your downward dog. Now you can bend your knees. You can even bring your heels right against the wall because it's a little bit of a shortened dog. And try to release your heart center in dog towards the floor. You are not in a cat curl. Make the strong determination not to collapse in your elbows, but also don't hyperextend them. Activate your finger pads towards center palm and step one foot up onto your wall at about hip height. Press out and lift the other foot up. Now imagine someone's pressing on your sacrum from behind and they're pressing your feet right into the wall. So your feet will grip onto the wall because of their pressure. You can create that pressure yourself by pushing your hands away from the wall, which will help you push your sacrum, teeter-totter principle, towards the wall. And if you feel confident here, you could lift one leg very slowly. Don't take it behind you because that might cause you to lose your sense of where you are in space. Hold the pose as long as you feel comfortable. Step down and come back to sitting in Dandasana. Okay? All right, I'm going to watch as you all make your choices. Those of you that I can see. Okay, I know I can't see everyone here, but hopefully I can see a few of you. And yeah, if you can't have a wall right in the space, go ahead and try it. Remember, you could try alternatives too. You could be doing down dog, dolphin, headstand. Okay, I see Daniel putting his heels out. I see Jonathan getting ready. Karen too. Fluid breath. Deb's in her down dog. Debbie. Fluid breath. If you feel comfortable, you can bring your foot up to the hip height and step up. So go ahead and go into it, Daniel. You don't have to wait for me to guide it. Fluid breath. I'm just observing as people give it a try. Good, Jonathan. Now imagine my hands are on your sacrum and hips and pressing you in towards the wall. Fluid breath. Really nice, Karen. Nice length, good core strength. Rooting into your arms, pelvis lifting. I can't quite see you, Ellen, but I think you're in your headstander. That's good. Fluid breath. Karen, you might be able to try to lift one leg towards the sky. Yeah, beautiful. Fluid breath. Nice, Daniel. Nice shoulders to wrist alignment. Nice pelvis alignment. Good. Oh, good, Marv. That's a good choice. Fluid breath. Okay, remember, we're not trying to walk way up the wall. This exercise is half handstand with one leg up. Yeah. Okay, let's come back to our mats. Nice work, everyone. So part of my hope is that we work in finding balance in this practice. So we need a balance of these energies. We need the sattvic clarity to be able to hold balance poses well. So come back to the front of your mat. Another sun salutation. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, fold forward. That was not our pinnacle pose. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, step back, plank. Follow your exhale to the floor. Inhale, forward and up, cobra. Whatever height cobra feels right to you today. It could be a low cobra. You could come all the way up. Fluid, natural breath. Exhaling back. Pelvis back towards your heels, child's pose. Rest into child's pose. Three-dimensional breath. From child's pose, float up onto your hands and knees and bring your left arm under, left shoulder towards the mat, left ear towards the mat. Some of you will pause here, breathing into any stuckness or stiffness in the spine or shoulder. Some of you will step the right foot around towards the left hand. The left fingers may hold your big toe, and the right arm will lift skyward. Now, really integrate the right shoulder back onto the back body and let any twist that comes come from the spine, from the torso. Don't throw the wrist back behind you. Really integrate it into the torso at the head of the arm bone. Fluid, three-dimensional breath. Invite the natural breath into any stuck places and notice, are you over-efforting? Is there an imbalance of rajas? Let the breath flow like water into any tight places. And exhale, release back to center. Coming up, take your left arm under, left shoulder towards the mat. You could do this with your hand on a chair or a coffee table so that you're not having to come all the way down to the floor, more in a tabletop standing. If you're in the eye of the needle pose, walk, and you want to walk your left foot around to the right hand, do so. Some of you, your gaze will turn up towards the sky. Don't crank your neck if that doesn't work. This takes a real listening into the body and noticing where we may push and backing off. We let the body unfold, just like the flowers unfold in springtime. Stay with the natural breath. Invite the natural breath to circulate through you, expanding your awareness of your Annamaya Kosha, your physical body. See if you can relax your energy body. And exhale and come back to tabletop. And inhale your cow. And exhale into hissing cat and pause there. Inhaling into the back body. Exhale, take your sit bones towards your heels. Breathe space between the vertebrae. And come back up, roll your toes under, lift into downward dog. Float one leg up behind you. Exhale, knee under heart. Inhale, take it back. Exhale and inhale. Building upper body strength in three-legged dog and plank. Float up, and this time bend your lifted knee. Press the foot behind you to the opposite side. Opening into the twist. Breathe into awareness of the pose. Clarity on where you can balance your tamasic energy and your rajasic energy. Exhale, step down. Inhale, float your next leg up behind you. Bend your knee, press behind you. Breathe deep into your posture. Use tamasic energy to help you ground and center. Use rajasic energy to help you open and expand. Exhale, release. Inhale, fill. Exhale, step or hop forward. Inhale, float up. Exhale, release belly onto femurs. Release into your Uttanasana. Fluid breath. Natural flow of breath. Bending your knees. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands through the heart. Mountain pose. Float, crown over third eye, over throat, over heart, over solar plexus and pelvis. Relax into your roots. Allow earth to hold you. And gently lengthen towards the sun, towards the rain. Gently expand. Okay, let's pause here and take a block out beside the left foot. Let your toes be lined up with about middle block. And then inhale, open your wings, lift your right leg. Exhale, bend the left knee. Inhale, come into flight. Let yourself float up and down. And become the eagle with one leg grounding you earthward. The wings helping you lift off and release. And float your right leg up and over, toes to the block, bending your left knee. Draw the legs together. You can hug them together or hug them against each other, whichever helps you find balance. Activate your glutes, create a container for the pelvis, and see if here you can float your toes off. Some of you may stay here, wings open. That might help you with balance. Others will bring the left arm over the right, perhaps back of hand to back of hand at the heart, perhaps crossing the elbows and touching the palms. Fluid breath. The fingertips can lift towards the sky. The humerus bones can come towards parallel with the earth. tailbone rooting, fluid breath. Again, address tamas, rajas, and feel for clarity. Exhale, elbows in towards your core. Release your wings. Inhale, float up and land. Take the block to the outside of your right leg. Inhale, float your arms wide. Exhale, bend into the standing knee. Inhale and exhale. Fluid breath. Inhale, float your leg up, take it across. Land your toes on the block and settle your pelvis into the hug of gravity. That settling action should help you find stability. Excuse me. Okay. You can stay here or lift the toes. You can stay here or bring the right arm over the left. Fingertips skyward. Elbows reaching away from shoulders. It's an opening in the back of the heart. A fluid, three-dimensional breath. Settle into the four corners of your feet. Find the balance between rajas and tamas. Let them work together in a healthy way. Where could you let go over efforting? And as you're ready, exhale, elbows in towards navel. Release your wings and float up and relax down out of the pose. Mountain pose. Shoulder blades strong on your back. Float third eye over throat, over heart, over solar plexus and pelvis. Relax into standing shavasana. And as you're ready, float your right foot up and take it in your left hand. If you'd like to use a TheraBand or a yoga strap around your foot, I do recommend these circle TheraBands for people who have a little tightness. You could hold on to the ankle, wrap it around your ankle, and just hold so that you can get the stretch with your femur bones parallel to each other. Fluid breath. And as you release the bent knee earthward, open across the heart and collarbones, shoulder blades strong on your back. You can have your hand on a piece of furniture or a wall if that's needed. Rooting down through the lower body, even the lifted leg. Letting the heart expand and open skyward. And release. Mountain pose. Let yourself sink into the hug of gravity. Feel that grounding energy before you lift off into the other side. And then as you're ready, step up. Front of foot into the hand. Let go the lifted leg femur bone earthward. Let go the standing leg earthward. The pelvis earthward. And then gently Lift out of the pelvis, up through the crown. Breathe into the heart center. Fluid, natural breath. And release. Mountain pose. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, Utkatasana, fierce pose. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, fingertips to the floor. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, step back, plank. Float down to the floor and rest your forehead on the backs of your hands. Lift your right leg, stretch it back behind you. Lift your left leg, stretch it towards the toes. Settle your pelvis on the floor, rooting the pubic bone, reaching the tailbone for your heels. Rest into crocodile pose for a few breaths, feeling the earth hold you. Let your body ground. Now bend your left knee. Bring your left heel towards your left buttock and let the knee bounce. Let the heel bounce. If this feels comfortable, press down into your forearms, lift your heart. Draw your forearms towards your chest isometrically, lengthening the spine. And continue gently bouncing the left heel. Stretch the spine forward as you isometrically draw the arms back. Lay your forehead back on your hands. Feel the difference side to side. Lift your right leg again, stretch it back towards the toes, set it down, bend the right knee, right heel in towards the buttock. You can stay here or press into your forearms, lifting the heart, drawing the arms isometrically towards the heart, stretching the spine. Continue to root the pubic bone. Fluid breath. Drawing the arms back, broad across your shoulders. Exhale, release. Crocodile. Again, walk your pelvis back. So rock your pelvis, walk it towards your feet. Lift your legs, take them back. Again, bend the left knee. This time, draw the forearms in a little farther as you lift your heart, and perhaps you can reach around to hold your left foot. Right here, you may be able to walk your hand down towards the left shin. If you can do that, you may be able to lift the left knee off the floor slightly. Keep rooting the pubic bone, lengthening down into the long leg on the floor, lifting the heart. And here we're beginning to come into Nataraj Asana, dancer pose. Exhale, release. Let your forehead land on your hands. Remember, you can stop anywhere along the trajectory of this practice as it's best for you. Lift your right leg, stretch it back. Root your pubic bone, bend your right knee, let it bounce. Lift head and heart isometrically. Well, first, walk the elbows in closer to your chest and see if you can lift and lengthen the spine. Isometrically draw the arms back. You may stay here. This may be your pose. If you go farther, really root the pubic bone, reach the tailbone long before you take the foot in your hand or the ankle or the shin, and try to lift the knee, still stretching it down the mat, lifting up and out through your crown. Fluid, three-dimensional breath. Exhale, release, crocodile. Relax into the hug of gravity as you rock your pelvis side to side. Hands under shoulders. Float up onto hands and knees. And a gentle inhaled cow. And a gentle exhaled hissing cat. Don't go into your full range of motion. Enjoy gentle movement. Come back into neutral. Take your one set of fingertips forward, the opposite foot back, and float up into bird dog. So activating the core again around the spine after a back bend is healthy practice. Exhale, release. Take the opposite side, floating up. Neck long, crown long, finding your cross-body balance. A release. Roll your toes under and roll back into downward dog. Make sure your finger pads are active towards the center palm to protect your carpal tunnel. They don't have to be overactive. Play with how active they need to be to lift the center palm. Fluid, three-dimensional breath. Part of what we do in a practice is we build awareness that will help us avoid injury. Active fingers in towards the palm is one of those that will help support us to overcome long-term an injury in the wrist. Fluid breath. We don't just want to practice it once we've had the injury. We want to practice it to avoid any injury. Natural breath. Find a balance between grounding and action. Float down to hands and knees. Lift your left leg behind you. Float your right arm off the floor back by your hip. Some of you will be able to reach the right hand across towards the left foot and lift. Heart lifting, leg lifting. Don't do it if it doesn't feel comfortable. You can still hold it up here without having the hand and foot meet. Exhale, release down. Take an inhaled cow and an exhaled hissing cat. Gently take the sit bones back towards the heels and hissing cat. Breathe into your low back. Float forward again. This time, take your right foot up. Stay strong in your core. Perhaps the left arm comes around beside the left hip, palm towards the hip. Perhaps you can lift across your collar and smile, lifting the heart, lifting the gaze. Some of you will take the foot in the hand, lifting skyward. Some won't come to that position, and that's okay. You can pause in your bird dog, or you can pause with your right foot lifting towards the sky, right arm lifted. Exhale, float down. Roll your toes under, float back into downward dog, and walk your dog. Natural breath. A balance of effort and release, like a happy puppy playing. Walk or hop towards your hands. Inhale, float the heart. Exhale, Uttanasana. Natural breath. Inhale, reach your arms wide, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands to the heart. Mountain pose. Okay, feel free to come to a wall or take a chair beside you to use for Nataraja Asana. And as you're ready, lift your whichever leg you choose into your hand. Ground through your standing leg. Open across your collar. Inhale into your runner stretch. And for some of you, maybe this is as far as you want to go. Some of you will float the lifted leg back into your hand. Float the other arm forward, palm up, skyward. Fluid breath, lengthening the back of the neck, lifting through the crown wherever you are. We also want the mind. We want to notice if the mind is rajasic, if it's judgmental or critical. We notice and we say, I want you to relax. I'm doing great work in my practice. Agitated mind is rajasic energy out of balance. Exhale, release. Mountain pose. And we come back to grounding, to being mountain, a living, breathing mountain. And lift up the other side. Take your time. Ground into each stage of the pose. Don't over effort, don't strive, don't push too quickly. Lift into the pose as you're ready. See if you can stay with your natural breath. And as you're ready, exhale and release. Mountain. Slowly let your mountain turn into standing Shavasana. Relax into your back body. Right here in mountain, can you find a balance of grounding, centering, stability, and the action it takes to stretch gently skyward, to open across the heart. Try to find that place of balance and ease. In both yoga and qigong, standing meditation is important practice. It's here we can find where we block energy. It's here we can find healthy, gentle action and flow. And taking this time, we step towards sattvic clarity. And then shake your hands, shake your arms, shake a leg, shake another leg. Let yourself shake and maybe twist. Come back into the gentle swinging of the arms. Let the mind relax. Mind can get very active in balance work. Coming back to center, roll one shoulder up, back and down, and the other. Fluid breath. Lift one elbow and then the other. Perhaps backstroke, whatever feels right to you. coming back into that fluid body. Hands to your sides. Inhale, heart lifts. Exhale, arms wrap around back of hand towards back of hand. Inhale. Become the river flowing down the stream bed. And float back to mountain for a breath. And exhaling, reach for your chair, your bolster, your sweater, your eye pillow, and come on down to the mat for a waterfall pose. So if you don't have a bolster, you could put a block or a folded blanket under your pelvis. If you have a sandbag and you want to put that over your pelvis, you can do that as well. If you feel ungrounded, like you're out of balance towards Rajasic active energy, the sandbag can help you create more grounding. People who are Vata energy may need that grounding. Others may think, oh, I could just fall asleep here for the rest of the day. You may not want to be that grounded. So you'll put the bolster under your pelvis or the block. If you have an eye pillow, rest it over your eyes. If you want the sandbag, you can bring that in over your pelvis. You've got to make sure the pelvis is steady on the bolster or block and that doesn't feel uncomfortable in your sacrum. Let the back of your heart rest heavy on the floor. The wings of your shoulders and arms release, open away from the heart. Let any overactivation or stimulation of the mind release out through your crown to the back of your skull. And come back to observing your natural breath. Feel into how your body is grounded. Notice if you can release into the hug of gravity. Feel the gentle movement of your breath and your blood and your lymph. And see how much of yourself, body, mind, heart, and spirit, you can be aware of. Gently deepen your breath. Draw energy back into fingers and toes. As you're ready, begin to move and stretch. And when you're ready, lift your pelvis off your prop and gently roll up to a comfortable seat. Let yourself rest into your seat. Fine crown floating over third eye, over throat and heart and pelvis. Come back to your natural breath. And as you're ready, inhale, hands to your heart. May we see the gunas in our bodies, our minds, our hearts, and in the natural world. And inside ourselves, may they help us find harmony, clarity, that wide open sky of awareness. Namaste. Thank you for your practice.